will run out the clock in the corner for the second game in a row. The Florida Panthers repeat as Eastern Conference champions and will head back to the Stanley Cup final.
Every game in this series, except game one, was a one-goal game. Game one was 1-0 with about 4 minutes left. The Rangers hung in. The Panthers were the better team by that much for this series. They deserve to go on. Yeah, they deserve to go on.
Yeah, they are built to win 2-1 games. Paul Maurice said that before the series began. You think back to last year when they swept Carolina, a 4-game sweep, but all 4 games were decided by 1 goal, and 3 of their 4 wins in this series by 1 goal. And as you said, the only one they won by more than 1 was 3-0, and that was 1-0 with 4 minutes to go. So Sasha Barkov, the leader of this team, will lead them back to the Stanley Cup final, where they will await the winner of the series between Edmonton and Dallas. And we learn again that the President's Trophy doesn't mean much. The New York Rangers, the highest point total in the league in the regular season with 114, and a franchise record 55 wins, do not make it to the Stanley Cup final. The last President's Trophy winner to win the Stanley Cup was Chicago in 2013. The President's Trophy started in 1985-86, only 8 times as the leading point team in the regular season won the Stanley Cup.
You see Shesterkin going through. He gave a hug to his old teammate Vladimir Tarasenko, who turns out to score the series-winning goal, and then an embrace for Sergei Bobrovsky, the brilliance at both ends of the ice and goal.
Yeah, we said at the beginning of tonight's telecast, Bobrovsky perhaps hasn't gotten enough credit for his performance in this series, with so much of the attention on Igor Shesterkin. Panarin and Bobrovsky, as we mentioned a couple of times during the series, best friends with a brief hug. Peter Laviolette was Bobrovsky's first NHL coach.
2 veteran, terrific coaches share a moment.
Matthew, you guys knock off the President's Trophy champions and our Eastern Conference champions for the 2nd straight year. How'd you guys do it?
Good defense, stingy play, timely goals, and a buy-in from everybody. We did not care who's going to be out there, the one doing the job, because everybody else was going to be doing another job. We have so much buy-in right now, and we were really proud of the effort today.
How hard is this style to play?
It's hard to play, but we'd like to think it's harder to play against. So, I don't know, it takes a lot of buy-in, a lot of hard work. We worked so hard since training camp and practices and training and, like literally everything. So we're just really happy to be back, and, it's special for us to be back in this position after such a tough loss last year. I just remember going around the locker room after losing Game 5 against Vegas, going on and telling everybody, we'll be back, we'll be back. Well, we're back right now, so we're really excited.
You're going to be back now. How do you think you're going to be different this time?
You know what, we got a lot of different players, a lot of buy-in from everybody that came that's new guys, and a lot of motivation for guys that are returning. So hopefully we'll be a different team this time around, and we'll be ready to go.
Thank you, Matthew. Congratulations.
Thank you.
NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly will now present the Prince of Wales Trophy to the Eastern Conference champion, Florida Panthers. Accepting the trophy are the 2023-24 Florida Panthers.
the cup is the chant from the crowd here at Emirates Bank Arena. Rapidly growing fan base with the success of the Panthers in these last 2 years. Under Paul Maurice, 4th all-time in the regular season in wins, and the most wins in the league without a Stanley Cup. He'll have his 3rd chance at it in the 2nd as many years.
Well, you see that picture and you see how many people in the immediate hockey staff put time and blood and sweat and tears into this to get themselves into this position. It's not just the 18 guys and 2 goalies on the ice. It's all of them, and they're all pretty proud of it.
And it's taken buy-in, obviously, from the players to play that style that Matthew Tkachuk mentioned is tough to play. They've also had a number of players take contracts that maybe weren't as much as they could have made if they went into free agency and took the highest dollar. They've had a lot of players who want to stay here and be a part of this winning team in a great place to play. Here's Emily.
Aaron, you've been part of this team for a very long time. How can you put into context what back-to-back trips to the Stanley Cup final means?
Oh, I mean, you dream about it, right? It's a really awesome opportunity. We're really excited. It feels amazing to get this series on home ice, and we're really excited to get going here for the next round. It's a dream come true to play for this opportunity, and we got a taste of it last year, so we're going to try and hold on to it.
What did you learn last year in the Stanley Cup final?
Just what it takes to get there, right? I mean, a lot of us were hobbling around at this time of year. We're a lot healthier than we were back then. We learned to keep our composure in the big moments. I think we let it slip away last year, and there's plenty of reasons for that. The Vegas team was obviously really, really good. We're really optimistic about how we feel as a team right now, and we feel like our game is very good. So we want to keep learning and keep getting better, and tonight was just an exclamation point on that.
When you said hobbling, I mean, you played the entire playoffs pretty much with a broken foot, didn't skate any times outside of games. How much healthier do you feel now?
Oh, it's a completely different year. I'm willing to go through it all again to get a Stanley Cup, so it doesn't matter how healthy we are now. We're going to try and be the best we can be next week.
Looking ahead now, how's next week going to be different than it was last year?
Oh, well, knowing what's coming, right? I mean, I think preparation's a big thing. Knowing we got June 8th for Game 1. Obviously, our schedule is going to be tailored around, making sure we feel the absolute best. And having gone through now 7 series over the last few years, we have a good idea of what it takes when we have some time to rest. Try and find a way to, beat ourselves down, recover as best as we possibly can to be the best we can in Game 1.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean, thank you. And I would believe the Florida Panthers will be the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, regardless of who they play out west. For superstitious types, we point out the fact you saw not a single Panther player touch the Prince of Wales trophy. We remember last year, everybody had their hands all over the Prince of Wales trophy and wound up losing in the Stanley Cup final to Vegas. Thoughts from you fellas?
Yeah, I think that's just a choice that the team probably made. They touched it last year, picked it up, and going to do something different. But it's a different team this year. First of all, they're healthy. They got more experience. Going through that last year changes you as a player. You know what to expect. The discipline that they showed this year, the composure, the unrelenting forecheck, the buy-in from the coach's game plan was incredible to watch so far in this playoffs from this Florida Panther team. The bigger, better, stronger team won this series.
Yeah, for sure. Florida was prepared for this moment. Obviously, going to the Stanley Cup final last year, they know what it takes to get there, and it showed. I mean, all over the stat sheet, all over the series. If it wasn't for Shesterkin, this series could have been over a lot earlier, but you know what? That being said, it was still a very, very close series, even till today. One bounce one way, but one bounce the other way. And, who knows? But Florida definitely deserves to move on. And I'd have to say they got to be the favorite, definitely, in the final.
I don't think
right
so.
Now.
Ranger power play was talked about so much. They finished the series 1 for 15 on the power play. And maybe it's less about the Rangers That's great penalty killing by Florida and real great discipline by the Panthers as well, staying out of the box. But the story tonight is the Florida Panthers going back to the Stanley Cup Final. Sean?
And credit to Bill Zito, the GM, made the decision to basically change their entire style after they won the President's Trophy as a high-flying team 2 years ago. Didn't think they could win the Cup that way. Brought in the players to fit that system. Brought in a coach who some considered a retread, Paul Maurice, who hadn't had much success in the playoffs, even with a slew of regular season wins. He's the right coach for the right team at the right time.